Hi, yeah. We've had a pretty successful season so far. After the weekend, we had a couple losses, and we sit at 4-5 in the Big Ten, and overall sixth in the conference. But we're 14-6 overall. All six losses are all NCAA-bound teams. Four of those are in the top 20, and two of those are in the top 3. So our losses are not. You don't want to say any loss is a good loss, but they're not bad losses. So our guys are pretty upbeat. This past weekend we let one slip away against Penn State. They're one ahead of us in the Big Ten standings. We would have liked to have had that one back, especially with the doubles point and at home. But we're doing well. We're growing, and I think going into the last weekend, our guys are a little bit more used to some of these situations we've been in, especially 4 of the last 5 matches against the top of the Big Ten. So we're excited for this weekend, and hopefully we still have a shot at the 5th seed, which would be quite an accomplishment, I think, for this group. And so we're hopefully going to have a great week of practice and give it a go this weekend.
How much fun are you having?
Tremendous amount of fun. It's just the growth is the most fun. I think coming out there on the first day of practice in September, each coach has their style, and guys are warming up in a very different way than I like. And not that it's wrong, it's just not what I'm looking for. And so we spent a bit of time just warming up the way I feel like is going to prepare them the best way. So from that day to now, I don't even watch pre-match warm-ups anymore. These guys know the rhythm. They don't need me to do all the little things like we did in the fall. So the growth is really the fun part.
So how would you describe your style then?
I think I would say maybe a player's coach. Maybe it's a little generic, but I feel like I relate to the guys pretty well. Also, being a student athlete here, I think I really have a good grasp of what their challenges they have. So I think understanding them, being a player's coach, being honest with them, and but I think they respect the fact that my experience here, and they can relate to me here, and so I understand when they have to have a big zoology exam. I was just talking with Tina about it. This is a hard school, but people do it. People are successful here, and so they should have that standard as well.
And Danny, is that the biggest advantage that you have having been here at the school, or are there others that stand out in terms of experiences that you had that you now use to teach your players?
I think it's a huge advantage. I think it's a huge advantage when you talk to parents of recruits. I think it's a huge advantage when you talk directly to recruits. And I think I have a sense of pride. I think anyone, wherever they go to school, you have a sense of pride for your program and your university. And my experience here is quite frankly, is why I'm in college coaching. I loved every minute of it here. And I think it shows in how excited I am when I get to practice, and the energy level that I try to keep up to make sure they're energized. They have hard days, but if the coaches are energized and are excited, I think it does translate pretty well.
What do you think this program can accomplish, Danny? Has it ever reached its potential, do you think?
I think it's hard to say if it's ever reached its potential. I think I think going forward, I think the rest of the department has really grown. I've been gone about 10 years, and even in those years, it's really transitioned to, I think a lot of teams should be contending for Big Ten titles. Obviously, other things are factors, and pieces need to be put in place between recruiting and infrastructure and things like that. But the campus is growing, and so I really believe it is a dream of mine. I think it's an attainable dream to contend for Big Ten titles here. And if you're winning a Big Ten title, you probably are contending for a Final Four finish. So Ohio State's 3 in the country this week. So that is a dream. I mean, that's why we do what we do, I think, to try to win at the highest level.